Got the exercise ball in the background there. Let's see here. Let's see if we can move this over. What is up, everybody? Yeah, we'll do it that way. We'll do it that way. We're live. Got the guitar out. What is up, everybody? We are live. We are at home. We are having a beer. We are playing guitar. And this live feed is about you, the listener, the viewer, the hater. Who is the hate watchers in here? Give me a thumbs down if you're a hate watcher. There's the lovely Mrs. Snorelord right there. So, and I figured I would entertain the people. Hey.
What? Oh, sorry. Damn it.
Can you believe that? Just turn the lights out on me. That looked funny on the YouTubes. We'll get some people in here and we will. We'll do some shout outs. She said no, right? It screwed up the lighting on this. On my deal here. So, anyways, by the time a moderator got in here, some people in here. Share this out, get the word out. Someone text your friends that normally watch me. Looks like notifications aren't coming out. See, we got that ninja, Trucker for Life. Good evening, Trucker for Life. How are you? We've got Ninja, man, you're all over it, dude. Scott, how's it going? Hey all, happy Thanksgiving. Nothing witty. My one and only moderator is in here. TM, I was hoping to see you fix a Thanksgiving fest for you in your truck. Haha, LOL, just kidding. I know how to cook in the truck. I'd have to make a few adjustments because of the lack of the lunchbox cooker, but we can make it work with the Hot Logic Mini. Tolga, what's up? Scramble North, good evening. You got notified? Good deal. You know, look, people are on vacation or they're on their day off. The last thing they want to do is tune in to some moron like me. And I don't blame them. That's fine. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm fine with that. My ego can take that bruising. Talk about anything you want. Only trucking YouTuber that gives you guitar noise while we talk business, guitar, or while we talk guitars. We can talk trucking, we can talk business, we can talk whatever you want. We won't get into some of the weird taboo items that James Best might get into. That's his thing. But I really am thankful for you guys in this channel. And we're getting some people in here, so maybe this will increase. I hope you guys, I don't know if you guys saw it, but we did a Thanksgiving booking loads. We can talk about that. I can go into more depth. By this time, it's too late. Someone asked me, I probably should have done that video I released yesterday on Monday, but I'm slow. I didn't think of it. But there are tricks to dealing with booking loads. I've been on a couple of loads for Friday and turned down. Volumes are pretty low around here right now, so I was kind of expecting it, but not to that level. So we don't know if we're working Friday or not. Generally, I try to work that Friday, depending on what's going on at the house. But want to put a drum beat to that, Bob? What's up? Grafton, hello. Thank you for your membership. Something. What's up, man? I haven't seen or talked to you in a while. So we are playing the BC Rich Son of Beast. And the Avenge model with the bat inlays. But you start my week tomorrow. Been on vacation for 9 days. Scramble North, so have I. I've taken way too much time off, and I'm kind of mad at myself. But some major stuff here has happened at home we had to deal with. And it's November's always, look, my goal next year is to not work during November, at least in the truck, because there's always something going on in November. Always. And now, since I've become this, person that's into hunting, usually the beginning opening of rifle season is in November as well. So there's that to contend with. So, which, kind of, if you look at November, it's kind of a peak moment for freight when it comes to dry van and consumable goods. But I don't know. Have you guys started? I mean, those of you that book your own loads, are you seeing volumes coming down yet? What have you noticed this week? Have you noticed things backing off from compared to last year? I'd be curious to see what you guys think. I know that. I know the guys have some ridiculously high bids that I hope they get with some of the click and goes that I can see. And including myself, I had one, but I retracted it because they weren't even looking at it, and I wasn't going to do anything lower than that. But if it's still there tomorrow morning, I might put even a higher bid on it to see what happens. Because what a lot of people don't realize, if a bid's too high, they're going to tell the shipper, hey, this is all we can move it for, and the shipper is either going to say put more money on it, or we'll just wait till next week. So it just depends on the product. So keep that in mind when you're bidding these ridiculous prices. If you want to move, bid accordingly. But if you want to rake in as much cash as you possibly can and take advantage of the holiday weekend, and you don't want to waste a minute of it, then by all means, bid high if you think you can get it. So, but yeah, a lot of times This week is a breeze when it comes to parking at the truck stops. There's less truck traffic. However, the car traffic is through the roof, especially on Wednesday and Friday. Thursday, not so much. Thursday's not too bad, but Wednesday and Friday, absolutely. And then it finally starts to settle down for Sunday, and then we get into the Christmas season, which that's a whole different ballgame. So it just seems like life is a lot harder at that point in time. Depression kicks in, and people are angrier, and everybody's in that holiday spirit, and they're not. So, and you find out just how much of a bunch of us hypocrites there are out there. So, but I've been off since the 13th. I took an extra week off that I didn't anticipate. So. But Bob, I've got a drum set now. You want to come by and play? Come right over, man. But anyways, judging by the low numbers, everybody's at home, which is fine. Yesterday's video was inspired by true events. I've had issues where I showed up at a customer and they were closed on a Wednesday afternoon, where they had to actually come back and not realize that I think what it was the customer before Wednesday morning kept me late. So I got there at 3 and they had to come back, and the guy was pissed. I finally got loaded. But that was a long load going from upstate New York to back to Missouri. So that was my first trucking Thanksgiving, and first year trucking during, and it was during Thanksgiving. I want to say there was one other time, but I would see it all the time on the Landstar, forums, guys showing up at and loads being turned away, or, customers not open. I'm seeing that on the Schneider Facebook pages. I'm seeing that on the Spot Market Facebook pages. So, I thought, well, if I can keep somebody from, making a move like that, then, I've done my part. It could be tricky, right? And so I always stage myself, if I want to be home, that if I have to deadhead home, it's not like a 1,000-mile run. Like, in other words, I'm not going to position myself to be, picking up a load on Tuesday in Pennsylvania, trying to get to the house, because what if that load cancels, and I can't get towards the house. So, you have all these different factors, and a lot of load cancellations go up this time of year because people are readjusting their orders. Shippers are done paying the high rates. A strategy that I've thought about doing is actually posting my truck to the DAT board, see if anybody will bite that, and see if there's a last minute thing that I can rescue that I can charge an extraordinary amount for. And try to kind of make up for the rest of this month. John, good morning. Good evening. I would love to get my own set. Bob G, a good $500, man. We'll get you started. That'll get you your basics. Check your pawn shops. Check your used music outlets. As long as you don't play rap music, which I don't think you're a rap music fan, because I hate rap music, especially now more than ever. Because of what happened in Waukesha Christmas parade. what's the rap music got to do with that? Well, the guy that did that, or is suspected of doing that, you could see him and the vehicle he used in a rap video that he made. He's an independent rap artist. And that video has been taken down off of YouTube. I posted on my community page and it is gone. So that's why I hate rap music. So what are you guys thankful for? Put it in the comments. Come on, let's interact. What are you guys grateful for? Because I think gratitude is the key to happiness. If you don't believe me, try it. If you try it, doesn't work, then you can give me a thumbs down, however. So, I wonder if someone else is live. Let's see. Nope, no one else is live. So, I usually don't get a good turnout on Wednesday night. So, checking my YouTube. Grateful for this delicious tequila that Scramble North is sipping. What brand tequila there? Ryan Clark, I'm thankful that my breakdown this morning was only a leveling valve. Good deal, Ryan. Yeah, those leveling valves, man, they can kind of they can like make things seem worse than they already are. Last time I dealt with the leveling valve, I had it was on my Peterbilt, and I was at Schneider, and I was doing my 90-day inspection at the OC there in Edwardsville, St. Louis, and they failed me on the leveling valve. They said it was leaking, which I think I had just dropped the trailer, so it was airing up, so I don't think it was leaking. But anyways, I finally, and then I couldn't leave. I couldn't go get the part. I had the part, Troy Kenworth had the part, but they said, well, you can't leave in the truck, and they stopped letting us use the company car. So I was like, what am I going to do? Well, I can give you a ride or whatever. But they made an exception and let me drive my truck over to Troy, get the part, bring it back, and then they put it on. Well, when they put it on, they put it at the wrong level. So it put strain on my driveline. So I went to another shop, and they didn't charge me. They showed me how to level it out. They called Peterbilt, what's the level for this? What's the measurement? And we got it level. But yeah, so yeah, those leveling valves can be a handful. But Dying Breed is grateful for friendship like yours. Well, Mike, I thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I am thankful to have you as a friend as well. I agree. Be thankful for what you have. There's always somebody who isn't as fortunate, right? Another man's junk is another man's treasure. I don't know how to say that. Scramble. John, I'm grateful I had the funds to pay for the root canal I just got done. Ouch. And some after surgery pain, but nothing I can't handle. Cheers to health, sanity, and happiness. Southbound, amen to that. It's sanity is getting hard to find. I mean, harder and harder to find. I mean, I'm seeing some weird stuff out here. I mean, just downright, that doesn't even make sense what people are doing and how people are reacting. There are videos out there of like compilation of Karens doing Karen things, and you're just like, ouch. What's that mean, North? Clace Azul Reposado. Am I supposed to say that? I don't know what you're saying ouch for. But, I talked to a friend of mine today who's having a really tough time right now because he's going through some stuff. And, so, really? What are you doing in here, cat? So when I talked to him today, I tried to show him, like, not the bright side, but like I'm not like, oh, everything will be, I was, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the annoying, like, everything will be just fine. But, oh, okay, the root canal. Okay, yeah, I'm boing. Okay, so, yeah, I get it. All right, so, thank you. Nothing witty. So, but if you can change somebody's perspective, like when my turbo went down on my other truck, I started to look for what I did have, okay? Yes, I was facing a $10,000 repair. Yes, I was stuck at a hotel, but I had the means to pay for the hotel. I had the means to pay for the repair. I had a lot of friends trying to help. Signal's bad, so that's probably part of the problem. I have, I had, I didn't have to have a tow truck. Um, you know, I was literally right next to a Schneider yard for my next load. I mean, there's so many ways that could have gone wrong because when the truck initially broke down, it was in Gary, Indiana, on the side of the road, and I called a tow truck, and in the middle of waiting for the tow truck, I called Jeff. He goes, "Try starting it again, see if that code comes up," and it did, but it was runnable. So the tow truck guy showed up, and he goes, "All right." So he kind of explained to me what was happening with the tow, with the turbo and spinning and all that. So what he did is he followed me to the Gary, Indiana yard where I could drop the trailer, and he charged me like $200 to do that, which was fine. It's better than the initial tow because they go by hours, right? So however long it takes for them to hook everything up and disconnect the drive shaft and all that stuff, right? And so I tried bobtailing all the way to Springfield, but I made it as far as St. Louis before I decided it wasn't worth it. And I was lucky that nothing happened at that point. And and they did a good job. I mean, they did it right the second time they didn't put on a new turbo actuator, which I was told that you should always ask for the new turbo actuator whenever getting a new turbo, because one's going to cause the other to go out. So, yeah, and I've had quite a bit of root canals. I haven't taken very good care of my teeth. I'll admit that. TK, what's up? Hey now. Yeah, you're saying ask about the root canal. Yeah, I'm caught up now. Oh no, Mr. Bill, 798. How's it going? So we so gratitude, that's what, look, you take all the politics out, you take, how they're trying to destroy the history of this holiday and trying to make it look like it was mass murder or whatever, disregard all of that. Whether you believe it's true, whether you believe it not true, um, but the idea of this season for me is to be grateful, to be able to show gratitude for your friends, for your family, for the things that you have, because, you never know when you're not going to have them, right? And for me, that's a powerful thing, and hopefully this changes your moods. Hope, if you're in a crappy mood, let's talk about things that you're grateful for, and I'll even go as far as being grateful for the tough times that I've had, because that's how you become stronger. That's how you learn. You have to hit rock bottom to know what the top feels like. And that should be in a fortune cookie somewhere, but it's important for gratitude, because if my guess is if you made it to the top of a mountain, whether it be your company or whatever, odds are that you probably didn't get there by yourself. Someone had to have helped you. Someone had to help build your dream. Someone had to, because, there's two kinds of people in this world. You're either building your dream or you're helping someone build their dream. So, Eddie, what's up? Wishing you and the family well. Are you done with that round tripper there, Eddie? Pneumatic Brick, good evening. And so for me, it's about, even if you don't have family to have Thanksgiving with, take this time to meditate and to reflect and to look around and see what you have. I mean, you might be in a truck that you're not happy with, but if it's running, you're doing good. You might be at a company that isn't treating you right. Well, now you're looking for the next company. You might be in a situation where, last year you weren't booking your own loads, but this year you are. And you're making more money. You might be in a position where you've got more leverage in your life than you did a year ago. Take this time to reflect. Take this time to remember loved ones of the past, and learn from their spirits, because their spirits surround you at all times. Their energy is there. So, TM, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, they say. That is true. That is true. And and I think that the focus for the next year for everybody should be, how do I take care of myself mentally and physically? I watched somebody pass away that had trouble taking care of themselves, both physically and mentally, because of things that they endured, things that they had to go through as in their life, and it's real easy to get caught up in all the addictions that they throw at us, right? We're addicted to these devices in our hand. We're addicted to chemicals, or we're addicted to the dopamine that the phone or a beer or a whatever, gambling, drugs, whatever, or just being horrible to somebody. You need a positive outlet. For me, I've got music, right? I've got, this hunting thing's pretty cool, so I've gotten into that, but, you only do that so many times a year. So, I've got my other hobby with the tools, but again, you can only do that so many times, a year, go out to the range or whatever. And so, I bought a drum set because I'm going to start writing music again, and you have to get away from these devices, spend time with your family, talk to your kids. Do not put one of these in your little kids' hands. I mean that's damaging them. And just be grateful for every minute that you got, because next week you may not have those minutes. Be grateful for the sunset that's in front of you if you're heading, westbound. Be thankful for the sunrise in front of you if you're heading east. Be thankful for, the beauty that we have across this country. When you're out in the desert, or out in the mountains, or out in the plains, there's a lot of beauty to this country when you get away from the cities and you get away from people. There's a lot to be grateful for. We live in a world where you have every luxury handed to you in a truck that even RVs in the 70s didn't have. I mean, it's the trucks are so much more comfortable and so much roomier, and now they're not as reliable as the old trucks, but you got to trade something for something, right? you know, be thankful that you weren't one of these guys that had to drive a truck with no power steering. So, I mean, it's all part of that, you know. Um, I'm grateful for the things that my dad has taught me when it comes to life, you know, even though I didn't know what I was learning back then, and I don't think he realized how much I was paying attention when he was driving a truck. I've learned from his mistakes. So there's that. Let's see. Nope. I'm 2 hours from the house. I shut down. I could have made it, but I didn't want to do the split berth. I hear you. I've lost my connection, but I'm back. Good deal. Always learning. That's a good name. Just parked, got a spot. Other trucker James Best. Word up. I drove west for 4 days. Sometimes the sun is very bright, right? What up, Mr. Best? Have a great Thanksgiving. Jamie O. So true. Our country is beautiful. You know, and look. I challenge any of you. And this is one of the things I miss about going west. When I used to go west. Park in the most remote area of the country that you can think of. 150 miles from any city. And look up at the sky. You know, at night, you know. And really take in how we are just a speck, like a ball of lint, you know, to the sun. I mean, we're absolutely nothing. I think people with big egos and arrogance, and they just don't take the time to really kind of just soak in just how insignificant we are. And you know, and to me, that's the true meaning of life, is to enjoy the beauty that has been presented in front of you. And it's you can't help but feel, I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't help but feel overwhelmed when I go out and look at the sky like that. You know, when I was on the deer tree stand, it was just, you know, from my vantage point, I could see just miles of Ozark. And Ozark Mountains are just absolutely glorious, especially, you know, this time of year with the fall colors and everything. And I was just soaking in all the noises, all the nature, and all the, you know, it was like right before sunset, right before you start hearing all the shots, you know, just listening to, you know, the coyotes and the owls and the crows, and, you know, you can hear deer actually scratching the trees in the distance, you know, and fighting, you know, and it just, that was like one of the best parts. You know, even if I hadn't got a couple of deer, I would have still enjoyed myself because I was with good friends, having good food, and just a good time that didn't involve having a phone in our hand. And to me, I'm very grateful for my friends that, you know, that did that for me. I mean, because they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to invite me. They could have said, "Sucks to be you," you know. But they wanted to take me under their wings, and because I wanted to learn how to hunt. And you know, that, you know, one had 45 years of experience, and the other one's got, you know, 28. You know, and who's the best people to mentor you, the people that are successful at what you want to do. You want to learn how to run a carrier, you know, talk to the guys that are doing it successfully, like Jeffrey Like, right? I'm very thankful for him because he's given me, you know, this opportunity to really kind of, you know, have control of my business. And he's given me some opportunities within the company as well. I'm thankful for my circle of friends. You know, I don't want to start naming names because I don't want to forget anybody. But, you know, all the like trucking contractors, both old and new, you know, I'm grateful for people like Dying Breed and other Trucker James Best and everybody in this chat. Eddie, Eddie was checking up on me if I needed anything, and you know, um, and Nothing Witty, who's my favorite YouTuber of all time. And I'm thankful, for the conversations that I have with John Armstrong. If I've talked to you on the phone, I'm grateful for that conversation. Um, you know, and and if you're feeling down, that's okay. That's the other part. There's such a thing called toxic positivity. If you're feeling down, then that's okay too. But just don't stay there. Just don't dwell there. You know. The Grand Canyon did that for me. Yeah, the Grand Canyon is wonderful. I've been there. I want to return there. I want to go back there someday. I want to show my family that. At the end of the days, I'll be a cannibal / vegetarian. That's funny. You can kill and eat a human, but not a deer. You're messed up. Um, I'm thankful that I don't own a truck and how Steve reaffirms it through his videos. Welcome back. You're the kind of guy that probably hates trucking, right? And so yeah, I don't blame you. So I do have the best channel in history. You do. Um, I enjoy every single one of your videos. Nothing witty. But I'm glad. See, welcome back. You can take my negative experiences and the things that I've said and spewed over this filth called YouTube, and if it reaffirms a decision you've already made, then I've done my part, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm just here to tell you a story, and if that story confirms what you do or don't want to do, then I've done my part. And that's look, that's all this is. This is a monument. Fates Warning has a really good song called Monuments. And it's about how we're all looking for something to monument our existence. People spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to make sure that they got the best gravestone and the best grave site, and they want to be remembered eternally, and musicians and actors and authors and artists have the special ability that we can be immortal. I mean, you can listen to an album of an artist that passed away years and years ago, and you're hearing that clip of time. So in a sense, that monument makes them eternal, right? It makes them immortal. And that's what this YouTube channel is for me. Years later, when I'm old and decrepit and I've died or something, my kids and my wife can watch these videos and go, man, that dude was kind of lame, but he's cool. You can see, they can see their Snorelord as it stands right now. So I basically watch a few guys on YouTube, Snorelord, OTJB, and Jeff, all awesome guys, and I'm thankful to have been able to get to know you. They're very good. Very cool, Eddie. Eddie and I have had talks about sound. I mean, it was kind of, I think I took, it was kind of funny. So I called Jeff for a reason, and he was on the phone with Eddie. And the subject of sound came up, and I started spouting off all these things about music and studios and what we did and all that. And I think it took Jeff by surprise, because I don't think he knows. He really doesn't know. You guys really don't know that side of me. In a perfect world, I would be running sound for a band or for a club. That would be, and running my music store, which, judging by recent events that I'm seeing on the news, having a storefront retail store is probably not going to be a good idea for the next couple of years, because there is a huge rash of people just storming in and taking what they want and walking out all over the country. And Can you imagine? I mean, there's a destructive of small businesses. Um, I don't hate trucking, just been doing it too long. Drivers get worse and worse every year. I've done it long enough. I hear you. Welcome back. I'm kind of the same way. I've been kind of, I wouldn't call it jaded, but it seems like the external elements have been tainted, right? You know, you do this for so long. If you guys remember the first year you drove a truck, OTR, you guys remember that? Everything was new. Everything was interesting. Everything was like, wow, that's cool looking. Wow, that's neat. Wow, this place kind of sucks. You know, every day was a new adventure, right? And some people adapt well to that, others don't, right? I did okay with it. And I already knew what to expect when it came to that because of the time that I spent riding with my dad in his truck. However, as time goes on, there's very few areas that have run that like if I take a load out to Nevada, I've never been to Nevada, right? That's the only state I haven't been in Alaska. But beyond that, I've been to all the states. I've been to Maine like 4 times. I've been to Pennsylvania like hundreds of times. I've been to New York hundreds of times. I used to live in New York. Carolinas, Southeast, Florida, all that. Michigan, Minnesota. I used to go up to Minneapolis all the time. We used to take loads into Brooklyn Park from Pennsylvania and go up to Shakopee and come down. If not, pick up in Faribault, pick up loads out of there and take them south. I would pick up water in Chippewa Falls. I would deliver in Menominee. I've delivered in, the fireworks loads used to take me everywhere. North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming. I've picked up chemicals in Wyoming. I've used to live in Arizona. I used to pick up and deliver loads in New Mexico. I've only been to California once as a truck driver, but my dad and I went there all the time, and I lived there when I was a kid. So I mean, there's it's not as new to me as someone that's coming out of CDL school today. And with that comes a little bit more efficiency. I know what to expect when I go in certain areas. Atlanta's not such a culture shock from, to say a new person that's never been outside of their small town. I've been to Newark, New Jersey. I've been to New York City. I haven't been in the boroughs in a truck as a driver, but I have been in a truck as a passenger. I used to live in the Northeast. I used to live in outside of Norwalk, Connecticut, and Waterbury and that whole area. So there's really not too many new parts of the country that I haven't seen. Now, the Pacific Northwest, I went up to Fife once. And I picked up grass seed out of Oregon, I think. And then a couple of times I've picked up in Idaho and Utah. I used to go to Salt Lake all the time. So I love it out west. I love driving out west. I don't like being 3 days away from the house just in case something goes down here. But I do like the scenery. I do like the driving. I don't mind driving 11 hours a day. But I also like the short haul. I also like knowing what I'm doing next. I also like, doing 300 miles with no stress about my clock and no stress about whether the shipper is going to take me or not. And so you fall into a groove, you fall into a comfort zone. And so I decided, you know what? I need to base my business around that because that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm going to do. Because even when I was OTR long haul for a company, it was still 2 weeks out, 3 days off, 2 weeks out, 3 days off for the most part. But I have spent a month out. I don't think I've done more than a month. If I have, it was like 5 weeks maybe. But even then, because of where I live, I go through the house. So does it count? So, I mean, that's, and I still enjoy driving a truck. I've been in so many different backing situations. I've been a trainer. I've helped other people with their careers, and I'm thankful for all the experience. It's given me a unique perspective of the country that somebody that works an office job may or may not have. So I mean, there's there's so many blessings with this job. There really is, and the more you can control, like when and where you go and what loads you do and when you're going to shut down and not have a dispatcher telling you when and how and where to jump. I think that this job is a lot more pleasant. But then, as a sacrifice, I make truck payments, I make trailer payments, I deal with the bills, I deal with taxes, I deal with all of it. I deal with the paperwork, right? And and so there's a trade-off, right? Let's turn that off. December 23, I'm done. Good deal. Retail is changing, shrinking. We used to call it a mail order business. Now it's called online retail. That's, look, I know people that have been successful online, so successful that, hey, I'm going to do a brick and mortar building, and then they go under. And then they restart back online, and they're doing fine. So I feel like I have another 5 years in me. Then I need to do something else. I still love the road, but traffic and regulations grind you down after a while. And that's kind of where I'm at, Scott. So I'm trying to create opportunities in the trucking industry without having to be out there for thousands of miles a month. So brick and mortar is dying. Even the malls are starving to death. That's true. I saw in the news that CVS is planning on closing 900 stores over the next 3 years. Wow. Yeah, they're CVS and Walgreens are absolutely getting murdered out west. I mean, there's video footage of people taking whole shopping carts, just loading their cars up, and the manager sitting there with his arms up, not being able to do anything. Um, so, did you say near Waterbury and went to high school in Cheshire? Yes, Bill, I was in Norwalk. Now, granted, I was in elementary at that time, so I don't remember the name of the school. I did come across those school pictures recently when I was cleaning out my mom's house. Um, but yeah, my whole family is based out of the area. I think we can track my family tree to like immigration in that area. We came in off the Staten Island. Hey there, everyone. Just got done for the day. Happy to catch you live. I usually miss out. Angelica, thank you for showing up. Walmart has it all. We'll kill every business but Taco Bell. Man, can you imagine if Taco Bell took over where Subways are in Walmart? Psh, man, James be in hog heaven. Picking my own runs, when and where, not being company driver is a goal. I think it's worth all the paperwork and repairs. Always learning, I agree with that. Look, as long as you set yourself up right, and deal with the hardships, because there are going to be times where you're going to have to stay out a month at a time. There are going to be times when you're going to miss something like a holiday or something because your truck broke down at the wrong time, and now you got to catch up. Um, to me, that's less stressful to deal with that than the stress of a dispatcher saying, okay, you got a 6 a.m. delivery in Brooklyn, New York, and there's no parking overnight. How do you manage that? Um, or, okay, I got you this load and you need to do, 650 miles a day to make that work. And, oh, by the way, you got to go through Chattanooga, Atlanta, and all that down 75 to make it happen. It's, and then try to find parking at, 12:30 at night. So it's, to me, I'd rather have control of that. If I decide I'm going to run overnight, that's on me. If I'm going to run over the weekend, that's me. That's me making that decision, not somebody else. So, But it's a good goal. Always learning. It's a good goal. And now self dispatch will humble you. I'm sure there's not a person in here that has not said to themselves, my dispatcher doesn't know what he's doing. And I thought the same thing. And then once you get on the other side of it, now you know why they do the things that they do. Now you know why the companies pressure you to do the things that they want you to do. Now you know why these appointment times can be ridiculously, you know, put out there. And on the surface, it seems like there's no rhyme or reason. Then you're like, oh, that's why they do that. That's why he did that. That's why my dispatcher did this. And then you learn. And then once you kind of get a groove going, you know, then you're golden, right? And then once you figure it out, then it changes on you. You know, the seasons change, the freight changes, or the broker you're working with loses all the loads. So it's a constant learning experience, and I'm grateful to have it all. I'm grateful to have the learning experience. I'm grateful for the bad days as well as the good days, because it's the bad days that teach me that, you know what, you don't know everything. You know what, you've been out here a minute, but you don't know everything. You haven't seen everything, and you haven't seen nothing yet, you know. So there's a saying that, you know, you could sit there and say, this is the worst day I've had in trucking. And then someone could turn around and say, no, this is the worst day you had in trucking so far. But you can also do that on the reverse side, you know. My dispatcher hates me, makes me work 14 hours a day. I'm thankful for him. um, I'm doing that weekly now. Good deal. Let's see. Taco Bell, Smacks Lips. Is it raining, James? I just applied with SFI. As long as I can make the same I am as a company driver and learn the ropes at the same time, I'll be happy. Good deal, man. Good luck with you. Let's see. Not yet. It's not raining yet. Good deal. Never had a dispatcher. I just blame myself. I just fire and rehire myself daily. There you go. You know, and then you got people like Eddie, and you got people like Scott over at SRO, who went from a Snyder Finance lease guy to buying a truck, trailer, getting his authority all at once. Same thing with Charles Anderson. He's done that move. He didn't go through a company like Trucking for a stepping stone. And then you got people like, if he wants to put his name out there, who literally went from managing a transportation company to driving in a truck with no OTR experience whatsoever with his own authority. So you have some people that just really like to do things the hard way, but yet they're successful. So it's a lot of it's mindset, right? Happy Turkey Day, Terry. Hope all you and your family have an awesome day. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. And that's what this video is all about. It's about gratitude. It's about learning. It's about taking the good and the bad and turning it into life. Because tomorrow someone is not going to wake up. Tomorrow someone's not going to have the opportunity that you have in front of you right now, today, as you speak, as you breathe, as you live. And so this week especially, I do not take the air I breathe for granted, because some people aren't getting that chance right now as we speak. So that's why a lot of the politics and the depressing things going on online and all that, you know, a lot of it's fabricated, a lot of it's shoved down our throats, so we live in fear, which is by design. But all it's doing is robbing you of your happiness, your sanity, and your wallet. You're spending money that you didn't have because you're afraid of something that may or may not happen. Ask me how I know. So anyways, that's what's going on, man. So we're at 55 minutes. I don't want to make this a little bit more than an hour. Throw the guitar in here. But I am most of all am grateful for all my watchers, all my viewers, all my members, um, everyone that's given me words of encouragement, and all the buttheads that were telling me 4 years ago I was going to make it at Like Trucking. That were texting me, randomly, um, telling me I was a piece of crap and no one cared about me and all that. Like, boo hoo. Like, I'm really sad about that. I'm grateful for even those people because they teach me that I do need to become better. I do need to become a better person for myself, for my family, and the more successful I can be, the more I can help others. And for me, it's not just about success; it's about happiness. You could be the most successful person out there. You could be a rich guy, or a rich person, and not be happy, and you could be the poorest dude and be happy. But does money buy happiness? It certainly helps, but it's meaningless if you don't know how to find contentment. It's meaningless if you don't know how to find true happiness. And that starts with gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you have, everything that you're going to experience, everything that you have experienced. It's taught you something about life, positive or negative. And that for me, gratitude helps me with anxiety. It helps me with fear. It helps me with any hardship that I've encountered in my life. And it may not seem like it at the time, but now I can look back and go, you know what? That made me as a person, or that really strengthened my relationship with my wife, or that situation really strengthened my relationship with my parents. Just look around you, be grateful. Every day you wake up, say thank you. I don't care what deity you worship, or if any, be thankful that you woke up. And if you aren't thankful for waking up, then you need to find the root of why you're not thankful for waking up. Figure out what's going on there, and let's take care of that. So, but anyways, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. This video has been about gratitude. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. And and let's try building each other up instead of tearing each other down. There's too many YouTube channels that tear each other down. There's too much anger and misery with our little truckerverse. And sometimes it seems like no one's happy, right? And after a while, that just becomes toxic. You just got to turn it off. I had to turn off that toxicity the last week because of what I've dealt with at home. But life can be a beautiful, wondrous thing. Trust me on this. It really can. And, I'm not trying to inspire you. I'm just trying to change your perspective. You might be at a point right now where you feel lower than you've ever felt. But, that's how you learn how to get up. That's how to learn how to be stronger. That's how you know How do you know what the top is if you don't know what rock bottom is yet? You got to get there first. And sometimes you're forced into making decisions because there's just no other options but to go up. So, with that being said, I really enjoy this YouTube channel. I really enjoy talking to you people, both in live and recorded videos. And there's some pretty good things in the works with some people. And, you know, like trucking is going to get to the next level this upcoming year. And I'm grateful for every minute I've been over here. So, with that being said, I'll read some comments and then we'll end this video because we are right at an hour. So, have a great day, says Scott. Have a great one. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. Like trucking took us to all new level. That is true. Bill has enjoyed the video. Orion, good morning, you old buzzard. I'm glad you're feeling better, John. Yeah, be thankful for that root canal because now you know. Now you know you want to avoid them, right? We're all in the same boat. When the water rises, we all rise together. There you go. Happiest Thanksgiving, everyone, says Angelica. I'm grateful for all of you. It keeps me learning. It gets me through my long days. So relatable and real and true. Thank you. Well, that's what we're here for, you know. And that's why I don't have millions of subscribers, because people don't want positivity anymore. They want to see the shit show. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy the football games. Let's hope that the Cowboys lose. And, you know, and hopefully you're going to have some good food. And if you're doing the keto carnivore thing tomorrow, it's okay. Go ahead and stray a little bit. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Thank you very much. And I will leave you with this little ditty.